Hi everybody, this is Pooja here. I'm a student of IIM Kozhikode for the 2020 to 2022 batch. In this video, I will be sharing my preparation strategy for the QA section that I used for CAT 2019. So I would like to address the crowd by segmenting into two categories, that is the engineers and the non-engineers. So for all non-engineers out there who are watching this video, don't be afraid of quants. Because if you see the syllabus of quants, the topics of arithmetic, the topics of geometry, the basics of algebra, all have been there in the syllabus of 9th and 10th standard of your school, right? I agree that it's long time that you left those topics and you might be preparing something else for your graduation or for your work ex during your work ex. So it's a long gap, I agree. But it's not that you haven't done it any time in your life, right? So don't be afraid of it. It's not a phobia. It's not something you cannot do at all. You have done it that time also. You passed your 10th standard with good grades or whatever grades, but you did it, right? So don't be afraid of it. And for all engineers out there, I know, I mean, me being an engineer, I can completely understand the way we feel when somebody comes and tells to us that, dude, you are an engineer, you have to be good at quants. There's no question for you. Like, you don't even need to prepare for quants. You can just solve it like this. Okay, I understand. Let them think whatever they need to think. Relax, calm yourself down. And even if you don't know some topics, it's okay. All right. So what we engineers study during 11th and 12th standard is calculus. What we study during engineering is, again, engineering mathematics, that is calculus, which is not asked in CAT. So again, we have to study all the syllabus till the 10th standard. So for everybody out there, quants is very much doable. Don't be scared of it. It's very easy. It is actually, if you see among all the three sections in CAT, it is the only section which has a kind of syllabus, right? Because verbal does not have a syllabus. DILR, you cannot cover all the questions. It does not have a syllabus at all, right? But for quants, you know what topics you can study. The formulas, the properties, the list, the methods are limited. It's a limited portion, which you can definitely do, right? So don't get afraid of quants, point number one. And if you're starting from today, if you're starting your prep right now in the month of June, I would advise all of you to go through a previous year CAT paper. You can give it in the form of mock, or you can just go through the questions to brief yourself or to understand what kind of questions are asked. Because we have this practice of solving these questions from a board perspective, right? From a school perspective when we used to do it. But when it comes to competitive exams, it becomes a little different, right? So just go through the pattern of the questions so that you have that thing in your mind while you're preparing for your quants, okay? So to start with, just go through the questions pattern, which will help you understand how you need to prepare. Then when you go through the questions or when you go through the mock, try and identify your weak areas and your strong areas. There will always be some questions in the entire mock that you will be able to understand. You may not be able to solve completely. You may not be able to arrive at the correct answer, but you will definitely be able to understand what is asked. And you will have that thought that, oh, okay, if I knew this formula, there is some formula which can solve this. If I knew this formula, I could solve this question. So this will happen. For some questions, you might even not understand that what is the formula which will solve this question. It's okay. But just make yourself familiar with that pattern. Okay. So once you do that, you will be able to understand the strong areas and weak areas. Now, when it comes to starting your preparation, I would encourage everybody to focus a lot on your basics, because that is what even I did. And many of my friends at K also told the same, that we had spent considerable amount of time for the basics. All right. Do not compare yourself with your peers that, okay, I am spending too much time on my basics. I'm spending too much time on one topic. Do not be anxious with such thoughts, because basics are the ones which will help you ace your questions in CAT, right? If you don't solve your basics, if you don't understand your basics, you won't be able to solve any question out there on the detail. So it's very important for you to focus on your basics. Point number 3, I would like to emphasize is note making. So when it comes to note making, what I used to do is I used to make notes in 3 levels actually. So the first time I used to make notes is a list of all the formulas of that topic. For example, if I'm studying geometry, circles, so I would list all the formulas, I would list all the properties, then triangles, all the formulas, all the properties. So this was my one level of notes. So whenever on the D-Day, before the D-Day, I need to revise, I can quickly turn the pages and get all of it in one place, right? Then coming to the next level is when you are solving questions. So after studying formulas and properties of a particular topic, you will go to the questions, right? So when you're solving a question, try and make a note of questions which you got incorrect, okay? For if you're a beginner or if you're not so good with math or quants, as a matter of fact, make a note of questions that you were able to solve correctly also. Okay, so when I say make a note of these questions, you can just write what was given in the question. No need to copy the entire question because that will take a lot of time. I agree. Okay, so just mention what was given in the question. For example, measure of two angles were given and what was asked to find out in this question. Like angle A is 35 degree, angle B is 45 degree, and we have to find angle C. Something like that, right? So just briefly mention it in your notes and then write about the approach which you took. Write about the solution. How did you arrive at finding the solution? Okay. If you would have got that question wrong, still mention the correct solution so that when you're revising it for the second time, you understand what was the correct solution, what was the correct approach, and you can understand why I couldn't do it. Okay. Then comes the third level of notes wherein you need to decide your approach. Now, what I mean by approach is you have that second level via notes wherein you have a list of given and what you need to find and what was the actual solution, right? Now you need to analyze that, okay, in questions where I'm given so and so things and I need to find this thing, I will use one or two concepts, right? For example, if you're trying to solve a question of geometry, for example, say triangles, and there are two data points given in your question. For example, angle A ka measurement, angle B ka measurement, and angle C you need to find out. Okay. So it is very obvious that you will not use some properties which has nothing to do with angle measurements, or you will not use properties which are related to the sides of the triangle or something like that, right? That will not come handy because no data as such is given here. So you can always make a note of it that when in the question you're given measures of angles, you can use these 2-3 formulas, that is sum of angles or complementary angles or whatever. I mean, whatever the topics or whatever the concepts we follow, right? So that third level of notes will be your approach, very personalized to you. So whenever you solve a question, next time you see a question with that given data, you will come to know that, okay, this thing is not given in this question. I will not be able to pin in this formula, so let me not solve it. Okay, so this is how I used to make 3 levels of notes. And on the D-Day or till the D-Day, your third level of notes, wherein you yourself have written that if A, B is given in the question, I will use this angle ka formula or this angle ka property. That will come most handy, right? Because you cannot go back to every question. You cannot go back to every video solution and watch it all over again. Your notes are the one thing which will remain to you till your D-Day. So please make notes very sincerely, very detailed manner, because that will help you throughout. So that was a major part of my preparation. Then for all the working aspirants out there, what I used to follow is I used to make a lot of cheat sheets, right? So I had a full-scape paper wherein I had written all the fraction to decimal and decimal to fraction, fraction to percentage, percentage to fraction, all those conversions. So I used to go through them every morning, like whenever you get 2-minute time or whenever you get 5 minutes, when I used to get ready for my job and I'm like waiting for the cab or the auto or something like that. So I used to quickly go through that, or I'm waiting for my roommate to get ready. So that gives you that small time, right? Which you cannot use to open your books and solve a question. No, you cannot do that. But you have these cheat sheets handy, right? So in the cheat sheet, mention all the formulas, mention all these small tricks and techniques, and you can go through them anytime. Keep that handy with you. If you cannot carry the papers all the time, click pictures in your phone and carry them with you. So instead of scrolling your social media, probably you can just open your phone gallery and go through these papers, right? So that really helps because each small effort, each minute of your day will count if you're a working professional, right? So that is what I did, and that really helped me because when I was solving questions or when I was seeing the questions on my screen on the D-Day, that cheat sheet was right in front of my eyes. So I could get all formulas right in front of me, wherein I had written the properties, the formula, okay, what was the conversion, the fraction to percentage and so on and so forth, which came very handy. So you didn't have to spend time thinking on what was the formula. Okay. Next point is, again, I would say practice. Practice a lot, actually, because the more you practice, the more you will understand what type of questions you are good with and what type of questions take a lot of time for you to solve. For example, if you come across a question with false weight, right? For example, in arithmetic, we have this typical question that the seller has put some false weight and you need to find out the quantity and the price and so on and so forth. His profit, his loss, whatever things, right? So if such and such question comes, you will take time to solve. So the more questions you solve, the more you will be familiar with your strengths that, okay, I'm good with so and so questions. I will quickly pick it up on the detail on my CAT exam. So I will not waste time on thinking whether I should pick up a question or I should leave a question. So that really helps, because if you pick up a wrong question also, that takes up your time, that if you get it wrong, it goes negative. And also it hampers your EQ. So you get very stressed that, okay, I'm not able to solve this question. I wasted like 5-7 minutes on this question. So it creates a kind of break in the flow, right? So don't do that. Practice a lot. And do not make strict schedules or timetables for yourself, because when it comes to working professionals or all students out there, we have this habit, okay, so in 1 week, I will complete arithmetic, in 1 week, I will complete geometry, in 1 week, I complete algebra. So that doesn't work like that, okay? So give yourself the time, give yourself that comfort to be very familiar with the topic. Give yourself enough time to be familiar with every concept of the topic. If you need to practice 100 questions for profit and loss, do it. If you need to practice 200 questions for understanding time and work, okay. But if you need to practice only 10 questions for like simple interest, okay, fine. I'm done. I have understood the concept. So this will vary from person to person. So don't compare yourself with your peers out there. Ki, okay, this person has done everything in 1 month. He or she has aced the exam. No, it doesn't work like that. Every individual is different. You will have your own strengths and weaknesses. And it all lies upon you, how you identify them and work on them, right? One last point, again, I followed during my preparation, and I would like to share it with all of you, is that, again, as I said, I was working, right? So I used to spend a lot of time on weekends, because every day I couldn't give that amount of time for my preparation. I used to come home and I used to work for an IT firm. So we had late night client calls, we had late night meetings. So I just used to attend the lectures that we had with the faculty at C2C, and then practice a little bit, practice the handout that was done in the class, and then go to sleep. So whatever major part of my preparation was done, I used to do it over the weekend. So when it came to the weekend, I had this practice of doing this revision in a marathon manner. So when I say a marathon manner, is that what I used to do is, I used to open my notebook from day 1, whatever I have studied, till today. For example, I started my preparation on 1st of June. Whatever from 1st of June I have done till 6th of June, I will revise it before moving on to starting the new topic or continuing with the topic of yesterday. For the next week again, I will open my notes and start revising from 1st June. So till the November month, every weekend, this was my ritual, that I have to revise what I started from day 1. So it becomes like a learning for you, right? That, okay, this was done, then this was done, and after this, this was done. You will never miss out on any concept of any topic if you do this. Because it becomes like so many times you have read it, you have read your notes so sincerely, so many times, there is no chance you will forget it. And it's all about practice, right? The more you train your brain to do these things, the more it will help you. Okay, so this is one thing which I followed very religiously. It was my weekend ritual to open my notes and do this revision from day 1. And this was across sections, not only for quants, but this was across sections. And this gave me a confidence that, okay, I am not losing out. Like many of you come and have this feeling, right? Ki I am doing new topics to ho rahe, but piche ka jo tha, wo sab भूल जा रहे हो कि questions नहीं solve हो रहे. Like we are done with arithmetic, अभी geometry पढ़ रहे हैं, but geometry के questions solve हो रहे, but arithmetic के भूल रहे. So that, you know, it creates a lot of stress in students, in aspirants out there. But if you do this revision, if you keep on revising every week, there is no chance that you will miss out, and you will there's no chance that you will not remember any concept. I mean, I can tell you from my experience, and just try it for maybe 1 or 2 weeks and it really helps, right? So whatever tips I have shared, it worked for me. It was of great help for me. And I hope it will help you also. So the golden rule is always practice, right? Make notes religiously and understand yourself, because you yourself can make the best strategies for you. So don't be dependent on somebody that, okay, I need some help from some senior or somebody to make a timetable for me on how to study. Come on. You know yourself the best. So analyze your strengths, analyze your weaknesses, talk to your faculty, talk to your mentors, and get their feedback on your preparation plan and work for it. So it's very much doable. If people have been acing this section for so many years, you can also do it. It's not something impossible. It's not something you should be scared of. It's very simple process. Just follow with the basics. Don't go to very high funda concepts right from the beginning, and you should be good. All right. Hope these tips help to you, and prepare well. Take care of yourself, and goodbye.